Minu mama na wase na mema wakwa aba na meka senyakopon onhyira wo se ohwe me. Professor Sarpong ayi na yenim se we director of research ewo Musah Technical University. What the latest pool be ababeto abontin efa NPP political party primaries ye bekoso 31st of January 2026 eho. Na hwan na odi nkonim. Minu ya nsesanye bi aba. Yakoba say dia na adane eyamhihia because aka less than 2 weeks na abatui baso. Yebekwa ko he video no. Sanso na papa Musah Danquah so ode asem bi aba betudwa. Mepese yetie asem mo Musah Danquah oka. Na ansa na yebekwa sa videos mienu wi so no. Yentie asem ya papa yi okay. Se eye possible se de oka no ebeba Musah ana se eye adwenchile na wochile because we are in democratic world. Obi biara etumi echile na adwen. Minia unya unsubscribe ya na wa subscribe e dia amame. All the kind subscribe so make us nyankopon. Onhyira wo pai yara ki video we na share ma wonu bi no nso onya bi enhwe yenko na yenko he video meda wase.
Oh, I have maintained and I've said it over and over that all the 5 gentlemen that are contesting are party people, are credible, they can win elections on any given day. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, Sarpong, an astute businessman, Kwabreje Japan, an engineer Pashala, talk about Oseyewa Juchum, a very good educationist. But with all these people, Ken Ohene Japan stands out tall. I have always maintained that I will not run anybody's research down. It takes a lot going into research and doing research all over the place and all that. As a person who have been involved in one research or two, I wouldn't run anybody's research out. But then, like I always maintained, we are on the field. We know what delegates want. We know what Ghanaians want. Listen, NPP is going to the polls to elect a leader. The election is going to be done by approximately 214,000 people and would take that person to Ghanaians and ask Ghana, is this what you want? So that 80 million Ghanaians will vote, pass a judgment on what we brought to them. If you look at all that is going on, sometimes when I look at some of these researches that come out, yes, it is supposed to inform us, it's supposed to educate us, it's supposed to make us set up when we see some of these researches that come out. Because you come out with his findings and write-ups. But just as Professor Sarpong has put his research out there, yesterday, Evangelia also publishes putting Ken at 52%, winning. Safe Africa also put their projection out there, was Ken Japan winning by 51%. So every research base and then whatever results that they have come out with. But then one thing that I would speak to, Professor Sarpong was talking about popularity. You see, when we talk about popularity and marketability, it has to do with acceptability, acceptance, and then credibility and trust. If you are well marketed, people will trust you or will accept you. But then let's look at all the other candidates out there. I believe and I think the person that Ghanaians resonate well with and then delegates are ready to vote for is candidate Ohene Japan. Because
you mean the delegates of
MPP are going to vote for him.
How many delegates do we have?
We're talking about 214,000 delegates out there. Okay.
Majority want to vote for Ken.
They would vote for Ken.
Why is that not reflecting in the research outcomes?
Listen,
I mean, compared to the one has been published.
That is what I've just mentioned, that the research outcomes that have been published out there. This Professor Sarpong telling us about his research that he did. And I've just mentioned that Evans Gia also came out and said that Kennedy Japan will win by 52%. Just yesterday, he publishes his research. It's out there. And then Safe African last week also said Ken will win by 51%. Okay? So, everybody. And then his research methodology. And then how he went about his research. Okay? That's why I said I will not run anybody down when it comes to research. Maybe his sampling size shows that this is what I think should be the results at the end of the day. Yesterday, when Evans' research came out, he said...
That's Evans Gia.
Evans Gia, Dr. Evans Gia. He said his sampling size was approximately 31,000 people. Okay? So, everybody will come up with... But then I think and I believe, and I know for sure, from all the places we have visited, from the places we've been to in this campaign, and then the message that all the aspirants, yes, suitability, unifier, popularity, every one of them is speaking because NPP is what they have. When we are done with this primaries, we have to come back together as a house, unify everybody, and then rally behind whoever the delegates will choose as the next leader of NPP. But if you ask me, Kennedy Japan's message resonates well with them because he's talking about creating jobs, which has become the bane, the problem associated with the Ghanaian economy today, where we have almost about 1.3 million graduates not having jobs, and it's becoming a national security. And he's saying that, listen, in every single district I've been to, I've identified a single potential factory or thing that we can do to support people.
But it's been done by Akufo-Addo and DMB, one district, one factory.
Listen.
He's repeating the same policy.
We are not repeating the same policy. Ken is a doer. He has a track records. Okay? When it comes to ensuring that things are done, he's done them over the years. He's created jobs, almost about 16 different companies. Asedako store, which is, has a 31,000 tonnage fishery thing that in the whole of West Africa, there's none compared to it. Okay, he's done them in the past. He knows how to do them. And so when he goes out there, so, but then this is a man that he is a doer, he's an achiever, he's done them in the past. So he can always do them and then bring them to fore. That is why Ghanaians, a lot of the Ghanaians out there, a lot of the delegates out there are in support of his message. And Kennedy Japan, believe you me, by the 5 p.m. 31st January, he will be the new flag bearer of the new Patriotic Party.
5 p.m. is the close of polls.
Close of polls is by 2.
It's by 2. Okay,
yeah.
So 5 p.m. is when you hope that the delegates.
Hi, good morning. Welcome to Global InfoAnalytics. Today is the 19th of January 2026. We are heading into the last week of our polling for the NPP primaries. This morning we've commenced the polls. We're looking to interview 2,500 NPP delegates across all the 276 constituencies from all the 16 regions. It's going to be fascinating because we've seen Bawumia start his campaign in Ashanti region a week or two ago. Kennedy was there just winding up. We're looking keenly to see how the numbers begin to unfold as people or as campaign begin to wind down their activities. We've heard Brian has ended his campaign somewhere in the northern part of the country. And the agenda or the plan is that on Friday 23rd in the evening, when polls are closed, we will release the headline numbers to the people of Ghana on Friday, and then we will go into the modeling mode where we're going to look through the numbers very critically to be able to understand those who say they are undecided how they could vote on the day, and those who say they will not disclose what do we think they will do on election day. combining these effects and those who have actually committed to vote, we will be able to kind of predictively provide an indication of how these guys are going to vote or behave on election day. So on Monday, Monday will be 26 or so. On Monday, then we will release the predictions we have obtained from the modeling work that we will be doing. So next week will be full of activity from the NPP side. Interesting times ahead. We are confident that our numbers will pan out. We are absolutely confident, 99% confidence that our numbers will pan out. We don't know what the numbers are saying right now overall, but we'll give you that number come Friday, and then the modeling effect of what we have gathered will also be made available to you on Monday 26th. We don't believe the race will change between the date of the final poll and then the elections. We believe we've done enough work to be able to have a predictive line or a trend curve that would not be missed. Interesting times ahead. Thank you very much for following us, Global InfoAnalytics. If you like our video, just comment, click, like it, and share it. We are the only one that is the truth, that tell you what is happening without fear or favor. Global InfoAnalytics, best in polls, best in analysis. Thank you.
NPP primaries. So far, they are winding up, as we all know. But the reflection I wish to share this morning is that it is likely, and at the point of saturation, I see Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia still winning, to be followed by Ken, then by Brian, then by Oseyiwa Duchum, and then the Kwabena Japan is likely to.
Please start again. But my volume in the studio was low. So is that what?
Right. So I'm saying that at the point of saturation, sometimes I reach saturation at 216 constituencies. We have 276 constituencies. But looking at the feedback we are getting, as at 216 constituencies, the arrangement is likely to follow Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia first, Honorable Ken second, Honorable Brian third, Honorable Oseyiwa Duchum fourth, and then Honorable Kwabena Japan fifth. The justifications are that in the previous one, for example, Ken was competitive in 9 out of the 16 regions. At saturation, that is not going to change much. The places where he was uncompetitive in the previous one, and for which he is still not too competitive, includes Savannah, Oti, Ahafo, Bono East, Northern, Upper West, and then Northeast. All these places are still highly, densely populated Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia areas.
Okay.
And those areas alone constitutes over 45,000 of the expected votes.
Okay.
Then in the other areas where the votes are loud, and again, let me also say that Ken is also quite popularly dense in the central region. The Volta region has increased momentum in Greater Accra and Western North. In the previous one, he did very well in those regions, but with the exception of Central and Volta, he didn't win Greater Accra and Western North. But this time, he has increased momentum. But those places are being shared in equal weights. Eastern region, Brian has increased momentum. So in the past, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia got a holiday in the 129 out of the 33 constituencies. This time, for the obvious reasons we all know, he's not going to have that holiday. And then, but the sure, what makes Dr. Bawumia's lead quite solid is in the fact that he does well in all those competitive regions. And then the other 8 or 7 regions that I mentioned, he enjoys a very solid holiday in there.